The obscenity and I'm going to make this one up, asininity of John McCain today. John McCain stated that President Obama is directly responsible for the mass shooting in Orlando, Florida, because of the rise of the Islamic State group and the president's on the president's watch. But he, according to the Associated Press, he later issued a statement saying that he misspoke. Well, here's your actual statement. This is the statement. Barack Obama is directly responsible for it because when he pulled out of Iraq, Al-Qaeda went to Syria, became ISIS, and ISIS is what is today thanks to Barack Obama's failures, utter failures, by pulling everybody out of Iraq. A visibly angry McCain said as the Senate debated a spending bill, according to the Associated Press. I don't know where you misspoke, Senator. I mean, did you misspeak or did you change your mind about it? Because now the CIA has come out and said that the shooting in Orlando probably had less to do with ISIS and more to do with the egomaniacal power hungriness of this guy. I think Senator McCain would have left that standing so long as we could tie the shooting in Orlando to ISIS. But now that we can't tie the shooting in Orlando to ISIS, now he backtracks and said, I misspoke. This is what happens when you are so vested and so committed to pushing a narrative that you view everything in the world through the lens of that narrative. The Republican Party has been hell-bent on blaming the creation of ISIS on President Obama so that they can absolve them and George W. Bush and Dick Cheney from breaking the Middle East in the first place more than it's been broken for all these generations. Right. There would be no ISIS that formed out of Al-Qaeda leaving Iraq, going into Syria, if not for the fact that we utterly destroyed the entire infrastructure, the military, everything of Iraq, completely incapable of installing a democracy that could maintain the balance. We broke it. Therefore, if we're going to credit the creation of ISIS to anybody, it has to go back to George W. Bush. But because they are hell-bent on changing and whitewashing history, changing the narrative that they are stuck with and committed to is that President Obama, by pulling the troops out of Iraq, is responsible for the creation of ISIS. And when you are that dedicated to a narrative, you end up saying something extremely ignorant, like John McCain said today, that Barack Obama is directly responsible for the shooting in Orlando because when he pulled everyone out of Iraq, Al-Qaeda went to Syria, became ISIS, and ISIS is what it is today, thanks to Barack Obama's failures. Shortly thereafter, the CIA clarified that this is probably not a case of ISIS radicalization. And so John McCain promptly corrects himself and said, I did not mean to imply that the president was personally responsible. I was referring to President Obama's national security decision, not the president himself. McCain. You didn't even clarify good. You did not even read the CIA briefing that came out in between the time you said the first dumb thing and the time you said the second dumb thing. You need to get a new staffer, get some new staff and put you up on game, Senator.